Well, hey folks, Real Honesty with John Reynolds, my review of New Japan Pro Wrestling's G1 Climax 28 Night 12 event. Fun event, might be the one that has featured the weakest B block matches, though there were still some good ones. The first one in particular wasn't all that good, and I'll get to that in a bit. Thank you guys, by the way, for making my New Japan reviews popular for this channel. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for interacting with me. It just truly means a lot. I like doing my very, very, very small part as a fellow wrestling fan to promote just how great New Japan action is and how great the talents are. So it really does mean a lot. You guys like to interact with me. So let's get cracking on with the review. Rocky Romero, Kevin Kelly doing some great commentary. First 5 matches are going to feature A block participants to hype the matches for Thursday's show, which I'm here for. Yes, I'm going to be watching it. It's going to be a little dicey for the 10th, 11th, and 12th since I'm going to be super busy with work and other things, but I will be here for all those reviews too. So let's just get cracking on with this. We're getting very close to the end of the tournament where a lot of people are officially eliminated but can play spoiler. So anyway, Shota Umino, Michael Elgin versus Bad Luck Fale and Tongaloa. This is just a hype Elgin versus Fale, which is a match I don't particularly care for. I have nothing against Fale, and I've already said my piece on Elgin. I just don't care for the guy. So that's pretty much what it was. Elgin may have a torn bicep. Hopefully, if it is actually legit torn, he takes time off and gets surgery, because torn muscles, you kind of need surgery for those. It's kind of hard to rehab that shit, at least as far as I can guess. I mean, I don't know. I've never had torn muscle. Had a couple torn tendons, but that was about it. Anyway, Shota did well. He seemed to be improving. Ape shit by Tongaloa. Pins him. 1, 2, 3. Okay, it was what it was. Makabe and Hanare, which could be a very, very fun tag team for the rest of the year if they decide to go that route, versus Hangman Page and Chase Owens. Nothing against Chase Owens. Guy's a mid-card guy at best. I think Hangman Page is the star of this team, clearly. Hype for Makabe versus Page. And Hanare keeps improving. I certainly hope that he gets a chance to challenge Goto for the Never Openweight title, and maybe is even in G1 next year if they decide to have 12. If they decide to have 12 participants per block, who knows? I think Hanare could even sneak in at number 20. Who knows? I would like to see it. Rite of passage for the win, so he can hit it in tag matches, but he can't hit it in G1 matches, in block matches. Maybe he could hit it tomorrow, who knows? Maybe he could beat Makabe. Neither guy's going to win the A block, but hey, it could still be a fun match. Enyo and Jay White versus Sho and Yoshihashi. Shoshihashi, as I almost said. Good stuff. It was like you had Jay White being a full-on heel. He didn't like that Yo wouldn't let him hit Sho with a chair, and that came back to bite him in the ass, Yo in the ass as it was, as a butterfly lock was on by Yoshihashi, and Jay White was just standing there pointing at him. This is what happens when you don't listen to me, and Yo taps out, and Yoshihashi tries to get in Jay White's face, but Jay White runs off. And it was good stuff. I mean, Jay White, this is how you do a heel right. I mean, yes, he's using underhanded tactics, but he's also insufferably good at what he does. And they're telling a good story with him possibly either breaking up Chaos or being ousted from Chaos. It could be one. I think he's going to be ousted from Chaos more than anything. And then you had Tanahashi and Finlay versus Evil and Bushi. Enjoyable, good stuff. Tanahashi, of course, being the ace, did well in this tag match as you would expect. Evil versus Tanahashi will be a very fun match. I certainly can't wait for that. Very, very good tag work. Everything is Evil on Finlay. 1, 2, 3, and there we go with that. These tag matches are pretty quick. I think it was like 70 minutes and all 5 tag matches were over. Now, they've done shows where it's been quicker than that, but still. These matches went by pretty damn quick. And then you had Okada and Goto versus Minoru Suzuki and El Desperado. Rainmaker versus a man that fights in the rain. Actually, Okada and Suzuki both fought in the rain, so I don't know where I was exactly going with that. You had Okada and Rocky Romero release the phallic balloons, and then Rocky got hit in the head, as is tradition. I think it's going to become a tradition it will probably become a tradition of Wrestle Kingdom. Okada will probably hit him with about a 20-foot balloon. Don't know why I want to see that, because I love Rocky Romero, but it would just be a fun visual of Okada carrying a 20-foot balloon with him. Actually, it would probably have to be, floating behind it. But anyway, it was hype for Okada versus Suzuki, which I'm here for. That's got to be the main event. I mean, I would imagine the way they layered this card, And the way they hype the tag matches, that's probably how it's going to go. I don't know. I didn't look at the card for tomorrow. But Okada versus Suzuki's got to be the main event. Now, can Okada win? Absolutely. Do I think? I mean, he probably will, as they seem to be angling for Okada versus Tanahashi. But it'd be interesting to see Suzuki get the victory, even if Suzuki's not going to win the G1. Outside action, of course, barricades, chairs, all that by Suzuki. And Pinche Loco on Goto. 1, 2, 3, duh. I mean, come on. That's the one thing about these reviews is I always get through tag matches within like the first 6 minutes, because that's essentially, they're not filler per se. They're a way to get people on the card and hype the matches, but there isn't a ton of shit that happens in them that's like grand. But anyway, then we go to Tomohiro Ishii versus Tama Tonga in the first B block match, and I'm done with the interference. I get it. I get why they're doing it. And I've said before, so I'm not even going to go into that. Tonga Loa interfered, shocking. Bad Luck Fale interfered. Ishii fought them all off. I mean, he did pretty well. It would have been better to have Ishii win it. If Ishii had won this match, it probably still would have just been okay. But the crowds kind of had it. And I get it. You know, OG Bullet Club are heels. To me, it's gotten past the point of being, oh, it's happening, to, oh, it's happening. And of course, you know, Gunn stun out of nowhere, which actually was a pretty cool spot. That was pretty cool. It actually reminded me of when Undertaker and Randy Orton did the RKO out of the choke slam spot at WrestleMania 21. Though I think Ishii and Tama Tonga did a little bit better here because of how it was going to be the brain buster and then out of that. So yeah, Tama Tonga gets a victory. Crowd wasn't very happy. Neither guy was going to win the block, but still. It was what it was. And then, of course, as Tama Tonga is going up the ramp, he speaks into the camera, to promote his Twitter feud with Roman Reigns, which I don't know if it's much of a Twitter feud, but he says, "What's a yard compared to the world?" That was good stuff. And Juice Robinson versus Sonata. Juice officially eliminated, but can play spoiler. And he played spoiler here. He beat Sonata. You had some great reversals outside. It was like reversals for days. Both men almost got counted out. Sonata focused on the hand of Juice. Juice would later take off the cast. He used the left hand. Hopefully not damaging him. And hopefully Juice didn't damage his bone. Have fun on seeing that. Skull and even by Juice at one point. But yeah, Juice removed the cast. He ended up hitting Pulp Friction. 1, 2, 3. Good match. It wasn't great. I was a bit shocked to see Juice win. Because it was like he already got his victory in the G1. I was a bit surprised they didn't go with having Sonata get closer. Maybe he plays spoiler and beats Naito on one of the last nights that they're going to, I think maybe on the 8th. Maybe he beats Naito. Who knows? It could be very interesting. But Juice got the victory. Certainly wasn't bad. I'm not complaining. I'm not upset that Juice won. I'm just a bit shocked that he did. But still, it's one thing about these G1 tournaments. One thing I've seen from like the past ones I've been able to watch on, you know, New Japan service, you know, the streaming service. I've been able to see the past ones and like, oh, okay, that was a shocking victory, but I see why they did it. Then Yano versus Tetsuya Naito is all right. It wasn't great. It was fun. Naito had fun with it. Yano still can have fun antics. Sometimes, yeah, they get a little annoying, but it was funny that Naito was the one slowing down Yano, and Yano's usually the one trying to play the mind games, and Naito's the one playing the mind games. There were so many antics. Naito using the tape and taping Yano's hand, well, you know, wrist and everything to the guardrail. And Yano had to rip the guardrail apart and carry a piece of the guardrail while his hand was still taped into the ring. There were some good antics, turnbuckle removals, that kind of stuff. Some good wrestling. And, of course, you know, he tried for the low blow. Yano tried for the low blow. Naito hit the low blow. And then, of course, Destino for the win. 1, 2, 3. Naito gets the victory. He's at 10 points. I don't want to say quietly had 10 points, but it's like people are like, oh, wait, you know, we got to look at the results for those that are keeping up with the results. And I'm having to rely on the announcers because sometimes looking at the flow chart that they have gets a little confusing. But still, Naito gets a victory. It was a fun match. It had its good moments. You're not going to get a great match out of Yano, even though the guy is a very good wrestler when he wants to be. He's more of an antics guy at this point. But anyway, it was what it was. And then we go to Kenny Omega versus Zack Sabre Jr. Now, this is where they should have had Sabre Jr. win. I get why they didn't, but they should have had Sabre Jr. win. It just, you gotta set up challengers for Kenny Omega until Wrestle Kingdom. Even if we know that he's going to have the title till Wrestle Kingdom. Like you had Okada had that hugely long title reign as opposed to a smallly long title reign. And we knew that Sabre Jr., Sonata, and others weren't going to beat him, like Tanahashi, even though I thought for a second that Tanahashi was going to beat him in May. If they don't set up challengers, even, I mean, and I get it, even in defeat, you know, Sabre Jr. could say he wants to challenge Omega, like you got lucky. It just feels like they could have had Sabre Jr. win because they had Sabre Jr. focus on the leg, focus on the arm, just beat him up, just tear him up and everything. And it's not that Omega didn't hit some moves. I mean, he did. But Sabre Jr. basically dominated most of that match. And then, you know, a couple V-triggers, that kind of stuff. He couldn't hit the one wing angel. And he ended up having to get out of the submission. He ended up having to get another roll-up. You know, he got one roll-up, 1, 2, and then got another roll-up, 1, 2, 3. And it just felt like Sabre Jr. should have won. I mean, I get the story they're telling. They're probably going to have a Bushi be the one to beat Omega, which I think is going to happen on the 11th, and that's the final night of block action for, well, in general, but especially for the B block. It's going to be very interesting to see what they do with it. I don't know. I just felt maybe Sabre Jr. winning wouldn't have been the worst thing. But hey, they are telling a good story with Omega trying to run the table. But he's got that bad heel, and I just thought it would have been a nice way to play into it, like we're okay, Sabre Jr. wins, but I've already gone over that. Good match. Not the result I would have gone with, but I get why they went with that result. And then Goto versus Kota Ibushi. Kota Ibushi getting a huge pop in what I believe is his hometown, at least according to the announcers. That's really, really cool. Or at least he's from the area. He's from the nearby area. But I believe that's his hometown because they gave him a big pop. They usually always give Kota Ibushi a big pop no matter where he is. But still. Good mix of speed and power. I mean, not that Kota is weak, but Goto is the stronger of the two. But great moonsault outside by Kota. Just picture perfect. That guy is just smooth in the ring. Goto did focus on Ibushi's neck quite a bit. That was some good storytelling, as Kota's had neck problems, but also sets up nicely for GTR. He did hit a reverse GTR at one point. That didn't work so well when he tried to hit the actual GTR. Great strikes, as you would expect. Kota does hit the Kamigoye. Kamigoye. And 1, 2, 3. And then he cuts a little promo afterwards. Kota is at 8 points. It's going to be very interesting to see what they do with the B block from here on out. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll say a B for this. It was a good main event. Kota and Goto was a good main event. I don't know. Some of the results, I'm getting the story that they're going with. I get what they're trying to do, but some of these stories, But anyway, that's what I gotta say. So a B for me. Do you agree? Do you disagree with what I said? Do you think that maybe I was a little too harsh on some of these results? Like, share, comment, subscribe. Twitter link in the description. It's been real awesome with John Ritlin, and I will be back for Night 13.